Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. Whether you are the helping professional or the client, we've all gotten used to remote sessions. I had been conducting them long before COVID, but have done many more during the pandemic. Well, here are some things that I've learned that may be of help. Especially after the first session, most of my clients and I have come to prefer by phone rather than Zoom sessions. Yeah, in the first session, there is an advantage to Zoom over phone. Not just seeing facial reactions, but the bonding that the visual encourages. But after that first session, and even in a first session at times, most of my clients and I prefer phone because of the greater freedom of movement and the ability to not have our facial expressions and body language so monitored. Of course, you or your client may prefer Zoom. Make it an individualized choice, and session by session. Even on the phone, though, consider defaulting to a pleasant look on your face. That tends to translate into your tone of voice. If you're going to have a Zoom session, have the client schedule it. Not because it takes much time for you to do it, but because the client can, with one click, record the session, and he or she has the only copy of the recording, which can be reassuring to a client. Now some thoughts about Zooming. It's not news, but it is worth a reminder. If your room's background doesn't create the right impression, use one of Zoom's virtual backgrounds. Just Google Zoom virtual backgrounds and you'll find it. There are tons of choices. Just download your favorite and add it to your Zoom call. During the day, natural light is best. Just avoid shadows on your face. If you can't move your webcam to avoid it, use a window shade or a bit of electric light, maybe an inexpensive desktop ring lamp to even out the lighting. At night, use minimal electric light so you don't look faded out. Most webcams auto-adjust so you're not going to look too dark. Frame yourself so that only the head and shoulders show up. If you're too close, that can be too intense. And if you're too far, well, that can seem distant. There are plenty of ways to adjust. Of course, you could use your webcam zoom, or move the webcam away or toward you, or move your chair. Some thoughts now about the session itself. Some practitioners spend less time on small talk in a remote session than an in-person one. Choose how much small talk based not on the medium, but on the client. Some clients need a couple of minutes to settle in. Others are ready to go after just a quick, customized small talk comment or question, maybe about their hobby, the traffic, or, yes, the weather. No surprise, careful listening is especially important in a remote session. When the two of you aren't in the same room, it's easier to get distracted or even to space out. Pay attention. And because even on Zoom, you don't have all the visual cues, for example, if they're tapping their feet or fingers, you better focus on what you can see and hear. Regarding hearing, listen carefully for pauses, sighs, and changes of tone. Sometimes, although certainly not always, raised pitch or increased speed implies uncomfortability. Don't be afraid to ask for clarifications that might not be necessary in person. For example, a counselor might say, "I'm not sure I was clear. It would reassure me if you paraphrase that." A client might say, for example, "I'm not sure I got that. Would you repeat it?" Don't shortchange the end of a session. As with an in-person session, it's usually wise to end with something upbeat. For examples, at the end of a first session, you could say something like, "We're off to a good start," or "You worked hard this session. Good job," or "On a Friday. You have anything good planned for this weekend?" But beware, I once asked a variant of that. I said, "What are you doing this weekend?" And the client thought I was asking her out for a date. Even before the pandemic, an increased percentage of my clients did prefer to do sessions remotely, usually because the traffic was untenable or they lived in another part of the country or even the world. But now, with traffic somewhat lighter because so many people are working from home, the desire for remote sessions continues to increase. So, whether you're a practitioner or a client, it is worth mastering the art of remote counseling. In any event, I do thank you for watching. My name is Marty Nemko. I welcome your thumbs up, accept your thumbs down. I always look forward to your comments and especially like it if you hit the share button below. Share on your social media so that my efforts can have broader impact. And I am flattered if you choose to subscribe to my channel. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.